In 2008, the global economy didn't just break, it was dismantled. We were told it was reckless bankers and subprime mortgages. But while the world's middle class lost 10 trillion in wealth, one offshore entity remained eerily profitable. It was called Liquid Funding Ltd. It was based in Bermuda, backed by Bear Stearns and chaired by a man who was, at that exact moment, serving time in a Florida jail for sex crimes. Why was Jeffrey Epstein at the helm of a vehicle that traded the very same toxic assets that triggered the Great Recession? Today, we are following the money into the deepest part of the 2008 crash to ask, what is the value of a bailout that saves a predator? Liquid Funding Ltd. wasn't just a bank account. It was a structured investment vehicle, SIV. In the early 2000s, this was the dark matter of Wall Street. Epstein and Bear Stearns used this company to buy up thousands of commercial and residential mortgages, bundle them together, and sell them as safe investments. Here is the question. How did a company chaired by Epstein get AAA ratings from S&P and Moody's for debt that everyone now knows was toxic? According to Unsealed records from the 2026 DOJ dump, Liquid Funding was sitting on billions in these liabilities just as the market imploded. But while Bear Stearns collapsed and was sold for pennies to JP Morgan, Liquid Funding vanished into the shadows. When the US government stepped in to save the system with the trap bailout, they didn't just save the banks, they saved the counterparties. Because Bear Stearns and JP Morgan were too big to fail, the emergency liquidity injected by the Federal Reserve effectively backstopped the opaque offshore machinery they were connected to. Did US taxpayers indirectly fund the continued solvency of Jeffrey Epstein's empire while he was in prison? Recent Forsonic analysis suggests that by rescuing the big banks, the government quietly made Epstein's offshore obligations whole, while families in Ohio and Florida were being foreclosed on. Epstein's liquid funding assets were being stabilized by the same people losing their homes. There is one final piece to this puzzle. In 2008, while Epstein was in a Palm Beach cell, he reportedly began cooperating with the government. Against who? Against the very Bear Stearns hedge fund managers, Love, Cioffi, and Matthew Tannin, who were being prosecuted for the subprime collapse. Did Epstein use his knowledge of Liquid Funding Ltd as a get-out-of-jail-free card? Was his financial ghost company too dangerous to investigate or too useful to destroy? The 2008 crash is usually told as a story of greed, but looking at Liquid Funding Ltd, it looks more like a story of protection. If the financial system is designed to save the liquid fundings of the world at the expense of the people, then we have to ask, was the crash a failure or was it a successful transfer of wealth from people like Epstein? This is the value of questions.